Welcome to Learn Data. It's great to have you on this channel. I'm Nilesh, and in this video, we'll continue to learn about preprocessing in Scikit-learn and talk more about imputation of missing values, specifically about marking imputed values. So, what is marking imputed values and how do we implement it? So, here's an example. We have this data set which has four features, four columns, and in the first three columns there are missing values denoted by NaNs in these orange outlined boxes. We in previous videos we have seen methods in which we can impute these values, we can replace these values. So here let's assume that these are the imputed values in these boxes. So in the first box, the NaN in the second row is replaced by 5 and so on for the other two columns. Now, what is missing in this particular imputed data set is the information about which rows or which columns had missing values. And sometimes that can be useful. So there is a provision in while we are performing the imputation that we can retain that information as well. So as you can see in this case, in previous video we looked at the add underscore indicator. If it is set to true, then we get these additional three columns that have missing values. And as you can see, the first column has a missing value in the second row, and so we have a missing one in the second row for the first column, and all others are zero. So this is in a way one hot encoded uh, columns that are added to the existing data set. And the idea is that with this additional information, you may get better predicted estimates, because it can tell which values in which features were missing. And maybe that helps. Maybe something like, if it's a restaurant data set and it's a data set about the when a person checks in into the restaurant and when the person leaves, and if they have to manually write that down, then if there are missing days when they do not come into the restaurant to write it down, that would be a missing data, and that could tell that that person was absent from work. Just made up that example, but just to give you an intuition of when in which cases those values could be useful. Now let's get into Jupyter notebook and see how we can code with that. So here are the libraries that I've imported: MissingIndicator, KNN imputer, and we are going to create a pipeline. So I've imported FeatureUnion and make pipeline, and then we have the decision tree regressor as well. And for data, this is the data set, which is an array, which is a 3 by 4 array, and we'll start working with this particular array. So first item that we'll look at is where we set the features to missing underscore only. What I mean by that is we can create a mask for the input array and flag it with booleans true or false, and get an output which is true if the value is missing, and otherwise it's false. So let's see how that is done. We'll create a new variable ind is equal to missing indicator missing underscore values. So here we'll specify -1 as missing values, and features is equal to missing only, missing hyphen only. Now when we this will create a mask, so it's going to create a mask. And if we do the fit underscore transform on x, the array that we have up above, and now when we look at now when we print x, print the mask, we see that wherever there is -1, we have a true written. So these two have -1, and therefore we have true. And the last column does not have any missing values, or it does not have any -1s in there, and therefore that is not passed into the output because we specified features is equal to missing only. However, if we change that, if we put all in here, then we get all the four columns back in the output, and in the last column where there is no missing value or -1, we have all set to false. In addition, here we can get information about the number of features that are there. So you type ind.features, then here we see that 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have four columns that have four columns were there in the input array. Now moving on, let's look at how we can use feature union. In the previous video, we have looked at we can use add underscore feature to add imputed values, um, add the one hot encoded extra columns to the output of imputed values. Here we can add that using a pipeline method as well. So I'm going to copy the array that we had up above, and we're going to make a few changes. I'll call this x train, and I'll replace the -1 values with np.nan. So let's change that for this one, and for the next one, this one. Now the data set that we have has 3 rows. We'll add another row here. So 13, let's say 13, 14, 15, and 16. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 16 with couple of missing values. And we'll create another variable y train, and this particular variable will have the values np.array, and this would be just the sum of the values on the x-axis. So np.sum x underscore train axis is equal to 0. It's going all right. So we cannot do that there. So this is 10, and then the second one is 26. Next one is if the way I'm doing this is considering what values would have been there. So this would have been 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12, sorry, plus 12, and that would add up to 42. So we have 42 here, and then finally the last one, we have 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16, that adds up to 58. So those are the values we are gonna try to predict. And we first need to create a list of steps that need to be used by a transformer, and to do that we need to use the feature union. Transformer will create a variable called transformer, in which we will use feature union, and here we need to specify a list. Transformer underscore list is equal to, and the first item, let's use features, and here we'll use the knn imputer because we've seen that it could perform better as compared to just a simple mean. Neighbors is equal to 2, and then weights is equal to uniform. And then the next step after this one is adding indicators. This is, we are doing this in two steps. Missing indicator, and so we have that ready. Now we can use it to fit and transform. So t is equal to transformer dot fit x underscore train, and then we can use that to get the transform. So t dot transform x underscore train, and when we run this, sorry, it should be t, and this is the output we get. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, all the way up to 6. This is amazing. So we so the using the knn imputer, we were able to correctly predict uh, what the missing values were, and those were imputed in here. Additionally, we have this new information on the right hand side. We have three extra columns that are one hot encoded for the rows that had the missing values. So we have this additional information added in there as well. Now let's use this imputed data set to predict the y values. So we can create the model. Model is equal to make underscore pipeline. So we are using the pipeline approach where we can the steps would be performed automatically in a simultaneous fashion. So the first step is using the transformer, which we have created up above, and then the output of that transformer is used in this decision tree regressor, and the output of that we can then sorry, so this particular model will take the x train and y train and uh, go through transformer and regressor when we do the fit. So model is equal to model dot fit x underscore train y underscore train, and then once we have that, we can use that to get our results. So results is equal to model dot predict x underscore train, and then we can look at the results. So y underscore train is not defined. So let's go back up. And okay, so I thought we had y underscore train is, oh, okay, I didn't run that. So now when we run this, we get the output, and the output is exactly what we had in the original data set. So because this is a very small data set, we got exactly the same predicted results as the original data set. That will not be the case in a real data set where there are large number of data points. So I encourage you to try this on a larger data set and see how the predicted values change based on the method that is used for imputation, either with or without the missing indicator rows that are here. So let's try it on this particular set. So I'm going to use, so now we remove those one hot encoded columns, and still we get a good result. So maybe it's just because this, for this data set, it's a toy data set and a small data set where all the numbers are equally spaced, and that's working out. It may not be the case in a larger data set. So that was it for this video. I hope you learned in this video how to use the missing indicators and what is the intuition behind having those one hot encoded columns created in the output array after the imputation step is performed, and how that can help in increasing the prediction accuracy of a particular machine learning model. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.